Hey, what's up, guys? This is Taylor. Today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, and today is the big day. We have finally pushed the most recent update to the Big 3 indicator. So I, for one, am pretty pumped, and it's been a lot of hard work to get to this point. If I had to guess, I probably spent well over 100 hours, putting time into the charts, studying previous trades, both, trades that worked and trades that didn't, in an effort to fine-tune the indicator and fine-tune the signals. And I think we've done exactly that. So I'm pretty pumped, guys. What we're going to do in this video is give you a quick walkthrough of the changes we made, what we have eliminated from the criteria, what we've added to the criteria, and pretty quickly this is all turned into a bit of a bundle. A bit of a Big 3 bundle, where originally the indicator was just your buy and sell signals plotted on the charts, in the form of your color bars and the color arrows, along with your multi-time frame labels. Now, of course, we still got the labels. We still got the signals plotted on the charts. However, we have also added a couple of tools here. So my brand new best friend is the Big 3 Heatmap. It's all your smaller time frames over here to the right. In addition to that, we've also added the Big 3 Histogram, which has quickly proven to be a pretty useful tool. So we'll take a look at a few of the changes here, give you guys a quick walkthrough, we'll pull up some charts, take a look at all the pretty colors, and we'll get you hitting the ground running. So as far as changes here, guys, and mind you, the whole purpose behind the changes and the tweaks was to speed up the indicator. So these tweaks allow us to identify when things are, they're gearing up for a big move, structure, momentum, everything aligned for a big push, but we're trying to find that moment in time before the big move unfolds. That just helps us do our jobs a little bit easier. Our jobs, of course, being to make money on the easy part of the moves. So we'll jump in here. As far as a couple of tweaks, we have removed from the criteria the 10x bars and the stacked DMAs, which I know sounds a little bit like madness. However, they were a little bit too slow. All right, the 10x bars are great, the stacked DMAs are great, but for what I'm trying to accomplish, as ingredients in the indicator, they were a little bit too slow. So in an effort to speed things up here, we've replaced the 10x bars with a MACD. So now the MACD is our brand new momentum ingredient, and we've replaced the stacked DMAs with a couple of faster moving average crosses. So again, the purpose of the tweaks here was to speed things up, but we still wanted to have consistency. We don't want false signals, we don't want noise, and we don't want buy and sell signals turning on and off left and right. We really want to narrow in on that moment in time when things are aligned for a big directional move, and that should help us catch those with pretty fair deal of consistency. So a couple of changes there to the signal, and then the heat map, the histogram, they're of course all based on the brand new signals. So we'll take a look at a few charts here. Alright guys, so here are all the pretty colors. All the pretty colors in their glory. So the first thing we have are the multi-time frame labels. So that'll show you from a weekly chart down to a 5-minute whether or not we're printing a buy signal, a sell signal, or if things are just neutral. So if the label is green, of course, and right now in the S&Ps you've got the weekly, the 2-hour, the 1-hour, the 30-minute, and the 15-minute charts pumping out that green label. So that of course means that each of those time frames is printing our Big 3 buy signal. And that of course all lines up with your signals here on the charts. So as far as that goes, we have given you all the ability here to have the signals print on your charts either in the form of the colored price bar or in the form of the colored arrows. Now, if you're a bit freaky like I am, you can actually rock both. So I'm rocking both of them, colored bars and the arrows. But that should all be pretty familiar to you guys. If you've had the indicator, if you watch my sessions, the function of the indicator has not changed. The criteria has changed, but the function itself has not changed. A green bar, a green arrow, or a green label means our buy signal is printing. A gray bar or a gray label means things are neutral. We're not bullish, we're not bearish, it's a little bit lame. And then if you got your red bar or your red arrow or your red label, that of course, my friends, is the Big 3 sell signal. So not too many changes on that end as far as the visuals go. But the newest tool here is the heat map. And like I mentioned, this is probably my favorite part of the indicator now. So what I did here was I took the criteria for our buy and sell signals, and we've turned them into a color-coded background. So we'll pull up Tesla, for example, And now with a really quick glance at the charts, I can see whether or not from the ground up, things are bearish, are things bullish, or are things neutral. So quick snapshot here. And we can quickly see that the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and the 1-minute charts are all bullish, while the 5-minute and the 3-minute charts are neutral. Now, you guys, of course, can come in here and change the time frames. You can add more time frames. You can change them to lower time frames, higher time frames. I, for one, am rocking with the 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, and the 1-minute. Now, here's the power of the heat map. We'll pull up the S&Ps here. And the whole goal of this, guys, is to see how things are developing from the ground up. So a pretty good example would be, maybe we're looking to buy a dip here at the 5-minute 21 EMA. Well, what I've learned is once you get down to that 5-minute 21 EMA, it all comes down to your lower time frames. Meaning, what's actually going to trigger your move off of that moving average is all your lower time frames cranking out that buy signal and going into a nice uptrend. All right, your 1 minute, your 3-minute, your 5-minute, your 15-minute, they'll take you to the promised land. So now as far as timing our trades, we're really looking for that moment in time where things are fully aligned for that push from the top down. That's become very useful, guys, where, now instead of waking up and blindly buying a dip or blindly shorting a rally into any given level, we're looking for a template. Right now we can gain a sense of, all right, well, if we're pulling back to a 5-minute 21 and we are gearing up for a big push back to the upside, what should that look like? We're able to go back and look at previous examples of these moves and take note of some of the common characteristics. In this example, buying a dip at the 5-minute 21 EMA tends to work really well when all the time frames underneath it, right, the 3-minute, the 1-minute, that trade tends to work really well when you get confirmation from buy signals on your lower time frames. Vice versa, you pull back to a moving average, we're hanging out, we're chopping, and we fail to get those buy signals on the lower time frames. It's not quite that high probability moment in time where from the ground up, everything is aligned for a push higher. So like I mentioned, we'll do more videos here in the future, and I do want to record some live trades using the heat map, but I love this thing, guys. We'll look at a few things here. How about AMD? AMD, right? Not too much alignment right now. The 1 hour is neutral, the 30-minute, the 15-minute are bearish, bullish rather. The 5-minute is neutral, the 3-minute is bearish. Right, that's not the moment in time where things are fully aligned from the ground up. And those are the kinds of trades we're looking for. If we're going to get long at the 21 EMA, if we're going to get long at a key level of support, there's a template for that push to the upside. And this is not what it looks like. So imagine you're trying to buy a dip here at the 200 SMA on the 5-minute chart. We don't have the alignment just yet. All right, we got no confirmation from the ground up that things are gearing up for that big push. What's going to take this stock from 96 back to 99? It's going to be your 1 minute, the 3-minute, the 5-minute, etc. going back into an uptrend. And the first signs of a potential uptrend are going to be your lower time frame buy signals. So of course, in the absence of all those pretty colors, not quite the moment in time that we're looking for. So that is your big three heat map. And again, it's just a color-coded background based on the signals. Gray background means we're neutral on that time frame. Green background means we're bullish on that time frame, and then the red background means we are pumping out that sell signal. So you got your multi-time frame labels from the weekly chart down to the 5-minute. You got the signals plotted on the charts in the form of your arrow or your color bars or both. Then you got your big three heat map, right? That's basically your X-ray machine. If I want to get a quick sense of, okay, how's the health of Amazon from the ground up? Heatmap does a pretty good job of showing you what's going down. So there's the heat map, guys, and then the next thing I want to discuss here is the big three histogram. So what we've done here is we've taken the MACD histogram. So what's nice about this is we got a live shot of our momentum ingredient. Are we gaining momentum? Are we losing momentum? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? So that is just your default MACD histogram. However, we've also coded in a couple of meaningful signals. So one thing you guys will notice here on the histogram is if you ever get that green arrow down here, that tells you two things. One, we're in a mid-compression squeeze. And two, all the bullish criteria is met inside of that squeeze. A beautiful combo. We got the squeeze and we got the buy signal. So the power of that, of course, is you're combining compression. Right, we're building up energy, gearing up for that next push, And then the indicator tells you the structure, the momentum, it's all working in the favor of the bulls. So when you can find that squeeze printing that green arrow, pretty good probability they're going to fire to the upside. Now, vice versa for the red arrows. If you get a red arrow down here on the histogram, that tells you that we're in a squeeze and the sell signal criteria is met. And those usually got a pretty good knack of firing to the downside. So the green arrow is your squeeze plus a buy signal. The red arrow is your squeeze plus the sell signal. And the last thing you got here, guys, are a couple of overbought and oversold readings. So in the event on the histogram, if you ever get one of the magenta arrows, and I'll find you a good example back here. So see that magenta arrow pointing down? That's your overbought indicator, or that's your overbought signal. So what that tells us is the stock is currently trading more than 1.5 ATR above the 21 EMA, and momentum heading in the wrong direction. Right? We've reached a point of exhaustion, and we're a little bit extended. Meaning momentum is no longer supportive of a push further and further away from that 21 EMA. So these can be great for timing these pullbacks. The market pumps, we're a little bit overbought. You get that exhaustion signal, typically bodes pretty well for a pushback to that 21 EMA. So now with the bundle here, guys, we got indicators for, two of the core trades you would look for. Most of my trades are going to be trying to play that move away from the 21 EMA. So we're buying calls inside the squeeze. We might be buying calls on a pullback to the 21 EMA, or vice versa. We're getting short inside the squeeze, or you're shorting a rally into resistance, whatever the case may be. So this can help us catch those moves away from the 21, while the overbought, oversold indicator, that can help us catch the moves back to the moving average. We got the push away from the mean, and then we got the reversion to the mean. All right, now the last piece of the puzzle here are a couple of scans for you guys. So we got scans for buy signals, we got scans for sell signals, and we got a couple of scans here for the overbought and oversold signals. So we'll crank up a few here. For the overbought scan, check that out. You got Google. So that tells us that Google on the hourly chart has potentially reached a point of exhaustion. All right, we're trading more than 1.5 ATR above the 21 EMA, and momentum heading in the wrong direction. So we'll take a look here at the old Goog. And sure enough, guys, there's your hourly exhaustion signal. We're more than 1.5 ATR above the 21 EMA. And now check out momentum here on the MACD. It's bearish. All right, we're extended. And for now, momentum is not supportive of a push further and further away from that moving average. So that can put you in a position where you might be looking for that pullback to $100 and change. Now, in addition to that, guys, over here on the heat map, we've also built in these big three reversion to the mean labels. So on Google here on the hourly chart, that red label, big 3 RTM, that tells you you're getting your overbought signal. We're extended, momentum headed in the wrong direction. So there's the overbought scan. We'll take a look here at the oversold scan. Then I'll show you guys the buy signals, the sell signals, and we'll wrap it on up here. So on the oversold scan, we'll do a daily chart. See what we got on the daily. And the only name we got here is Alibaba. So one thing I like about these overbought and oversold signals, they don't tend to print too often. When they do, they get a pretty good knack of being meaningful. So let's take a look here. Alibaba on the daily chart. Yep, there you have it. We're extended, we're oversold, and now momentum actually goes bullish. So that's a moment in time where Baba might be shaping up here for a push back to that daily 21 EMA. So now tie it all together. The daily chart gives you your exhaustion signal, and now what you're looking for is confirmation from your lower time frames that we are in fact gearing up for a move back towards 88. If that daily chart can print the oversold signal, and then the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, if they all go bullish, kind of like they are right now, you got a pretty good shot here for a pop back towards your 21 EMA. So you got a little bit of Baba on the oversold scan, and then the last two scans, guys, here, as I mentioned, we got some buy signals and we got a couple of them sell signals. So for the buy signal scan, we'll run this on the daily chart, and we've got Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Facebook, bunch of heavyweights here. So let's see, Apple has got your daily buy signal. Amazon has got your daily buy signal, and you'll notice a few days ago you had the squeeze. Green arrow down here on the histogram tells you bullish criteria is met, we're pumping out that green bean, and we're doing it inside of a squeeze. Beautiful combination. Nvidia here. Nvidia got a couple of daily buy signals. So that all works, and the last scan here, guys, is going to be the sell signal. So we'll crank that puppy up here, and we'll see what we got. And we have got Berkshire, ExxonMobil, JP Morgan, Mastercard, Oracle, Bank of America. So we'll take a look at a few of these characters. JP Morgan. As advertised, you got your daily sell signal. Bank of America. As advertised, you got your daily sell signal. So the scans are all tightened up. They are working perfectly. And the very last thing here, guys, are some watch list columns for the Thinkorswim platform. So if I detach the watch list here, just like that. So what I've added here for all of you on the watch list are a couple of columns here that will show you if the indicator is bullish or bearish inside of a squeeze. Right? It's a nice little radar to help us find that moment in time. We got the squeeze, we got compression, we're gearing up for a big move, and then if we got a buy signal, gives us a pretty good sense of that squeeze might want to fire to the upside, and vice versa for a sell signal. So if we sort here by the daily chart, what do we got? Let's check out UPS. All right, so this is telling us UPS is in a daily squeeze, and we got that daily green bean. So UPS, and sure enough, there she is. We got the green label, we got the green arrows, and the green arrow down here on the histogram tells you we are squeezing. So that's another useful tool. Market opens up. Maybe you're looking to swing trade, so you focus on your bigger time frames. Maybe you're looking at day trade. So we'll look at something like a 5-minute chart. You got Apple here in a bearish 5-minute squeeze. So maybe if you're a day trader, you pull up your Apple 5-minute chart, and show enough, 5-minute squeeze, 5-minute sell signal. Now notice, guys, this signal prints before the big flush unfolds. Doesn't do us any good if the indicator goes bearish down here. We want that sell signal inside of the squeeze. That way we can sell our calls, buy our puts, and try to catch that flush. So that is that, guys. A quick walkthrough of the indicator update, the heat map, the histogram, the watch list columns, and all the beautiful scans. So I really hope you guys find the indicator helpful. You know, my whole goal here was to build something that not only myself, but that all of us could use for the rest of our trading careers. And I think we have accomplished just that. So like I mentioned, moving down the road, we'll get some more videos out, a couple of tutorials. I would like to film myself doing some live trading, both in the options market and on the futures. But for now, my friends, that is the update to the Big 3 indicator. We've turned it into a bit of a bundle, and I hope you find it helpful.